Bcom semester 3, economics chapter 3. So guys, today we are going to discuss about investment and saving. Here we have two terms. The one is investment and the other is saving. And guys, we all are very well aware with both these terms. Many times we use the word investment, many times we use the word saving. Now today we need to understand these both this term in a very deep manner. So guys, what is investment and what is saving? First of all, we need to do the saving in order to invest somewhere. So first of all, we need to have some money to invest somewhere. And to do the saving, what we need to do is whatever our income is, first of all, when we subtract our total expenses from our total income, we will get saving. So guys, let's see it. Here we have given the basic introduction of investment and saving and about the chapter that what are going to be considered in this chapter. And now we will start with our first term, that is investment. So let's read in it. Investment refers to the addition made to the nation's physical stock of capital. A nation's physical stock of capital goods include such as machines, plants, factories, transportation, transport equipments, material, etc. So guys, what is the investment is? Guys, whatever the saving of the people are, whatever the saving, see in the countries like India or whatever the countries is, there are three different sector of the saving. The first one is household sector. Household sector means a common people, a common citizens of the country, when they save their money and deposit their saving into the bank account, we can say it is a household saving. Now the other is private companies and private sector saving. Companies also save, do the saving so that they can, we can say, with the expectation of future planning, or we can say if they have a planning or to expand their businesses, they need to save money. And there is a saving of government sectors. So government also do the saving, and in the countries like India, there is no much contribution of the saving from the government sector, but we can say generally that government sector has also some kind of saving. So we need to have a saving in order to do the investment. Now what is the investment? Investment means there is a nation's physical stock of capital. Capital goods include such as machines, plants, factories, then transport equipments, material, etc. Investment is a flow and it refers to the addition to the capital stock in a period of time. When there is we can say the addition of such kind of stocks, whether it is an addition in the machine, whether it is an addition in the plant, whether it is an addition in the factories, whether it is an addition in the transport equipment. So guys, this kind of the addition, we can say when we are able to increase our such kind of, we can say, stocks, it is considered as an investment. So an increase in the capital stock of the country adds to the production potential of the economy. And when see guys, we know very well that these are the instrument of the production, we can say these are the instrument of the production, these are the resources of the production. So when we do the investment, there will be more machinery, there will be more plants, there will be more factories, there will be more transport equipment, there will be more materials. So by investing we can increase the resources of the production, and by increase the resources of the production, we are able to produce the goods more. And that will be, we can say over here that an increase in the capital stock of a country adds to the production potential of the economy. It can generate more income. Thus investment holds the key to economic growth. On the other hand, capital refers to stock capital goods at a particular time. So guys, this is what all about the investment. Investment means when we raise our machines, when we raise our plants, when we raise our factories, transport equipment. So by doing the investment, we are able to increase such kind of resources, and by increasing such kind of resources, we are able to do the more production. And when we are able to do more production, we people will save more. So here what is all about the investment. Now we will move further. The process of capital formation involves three independent activities. The first activity is formation of saving, but all the people in economy do not save for production. Thus, their saving have to be mobilized for productive purposes. This is the second activity. The third activity is to use the saving for investment. Thus investment is the third activity which leads to increase in productivity. Now guys, here as we have some kind of explanation about the saving and its mobility to the investment. Now what happens in a country that each and every people wants to save money to secure their future. There are multiple purposes to save the money, so people save the money, but they do not have any objective to save the money for the production. So that what we need to do is, whatever the saving of the different people in the country are, we need to just collect all the saving from the people, and we need to use those saving in for the investment. So by collecting the saving from the people, and we need to do the investment by using that saving. How can we do that? We can do that by enhancing the services of banking and insurance to the remote area of the country. So when there is the services of banking services in the remote area of the country, people will deposit their saving in the bank, and a bank will collect all the saving from the people, and bank will lend, we can say bank will lend the loan, or bank will provide loan services to the person who needs the money to invest somewhere. So by doing this, all the saving of the common people will be mobilized into the investment process. So by this way, we can increase the investment, and by increasing the investment, there will be more production in the country. So this is how we can do such kind of process to encourage the production and encourage the saving in the country. Now we have further explanation on the screen. Is investment which is affected by the level of saving is an essential ingredient in the economic growth of the economy. Investment or capital formation is a very core of economic growth. No economic development is possible without the construction of irrigation work, production, tools, implements, factories, building and dams, bridges, roads, railways, ships, etc. In the view of many economists, investment occupies strategic position in the process of economic development. In underdeveloped countries like India, who are making efforts for economic development, it is quite necessary to step up the rate of investment, that is capital formation. So, in short, by this explanation, we can clearly state that when there is a high rate of investment in any country, there will be the high rate of growth of the economy. So to get the higher rate of development, there must be the high rate of capital formation, or we can say there must be high rate of the investment. So when there is high rate of investment, there will be greater the development of the countries. Now guys, we will move further. There is a rate of investment. We are given here the rate of investment and its formula. Let's read in it. Rate of investment in India is measured as a percentage of gross national product at current prices. So how can we find the rate of investment in a country? Here we are given the formula. Rate of investment is equal to total gross investment during a year divided by gross national product of the year multiply by 100. So this is the formula by which we can get the rate of investment in a country. A summary at a glance over the investment rate through the different plans shows in table 1 will be helpful in making an assessment of the vital aspect of an economy. So guys, here we are the table on the screen, and in the table we are given the plan as well as average annual rate, plan and average annual rate. So here we are given from 1 to 10, and this is what the average annual rate of 12% average annual rate of investment. In the plan 2 there is 15% of annual investment rate. So guys, what is this plan? This is the plan of as we have the 5-year plan in a country from 51, from the year 50 to 51, we have every 5-year plan in a country, and in this planning there will be, here we are given the rate of investment in the country. And here the below of this table there is explanation of the table as given above, so we will skip it out and move further. Let's read the point, that is pattern of investment. Major share of investment in Indian economy has taken place in a public sector. In his strategy of planned development, public sector was viewed as the chief instrument responsible for the implementation of every heavy industry and led to growth strategy. It is in pursuance of this strategy that following direction can be observed in the pattern of investment in the Indian economy. Now, guys, we are given the pattern of investment. The first one is large share of investment in the public sector. This could be from the table below. So, in the countries like India, here we are given large share of investment in the public sector. Most of the investment has been done in the public sector. Here we have given the data in this table, the distribution of investment. There are two different kind of sector, public sector and private sector. In the plan one, there was the investment of 46.4 percentage in a public sector and 53.5 percentage in private sector. But with the passage of time, we can see over here that in the second plan there will be 54.6 percentage of the distribution of investment in the public sector and 45.4 percentage of investment in private sector. So here we can get to know that this is how the distribution of investment has been done in a year in a country, and we are given the explanation of this table below. Now the second point is, within the public sector, larger emphasis has been placed on the development of capital goods industries. The second plan, as a matter of this, gave top priority to capital goods sector as an instrument of rapid economic growth. Investment since then has followed the same pattern. About 90% of total investment in the public sector has been on the such capital goods as steel, engineering, chemicals, petroleum, mines and minerals, aviation and shipping. So guys, this paragraph says that when there is a high rate of investment in public sector, as you know very well, as we have seen above in that table, in the countries, in our country, there are two different sectors. The one is public sector and the other is private sector. And whatever the investment has been done, there is a high rate of investment in public sector, and specifically in the public sector, investment has been done in the sectors like steel, engineering, chemicals, petroleum, mines, mineral, aviation and shipping. So these kind of the companies that has been invested in our country at a very high level. Now we have the point given here, that is causes of low investment. What are the different causes of low investment? Because guys, you need to know that when there is low rate of investment, the economy of the country grown at very less, or we can say at very low level, or we can say at very low rate. So to develop the country at high rate, we also need to do the more investment. So the rate of investment should be higher to get the higher rate of development, or we can say higher rate of growth for the economy. So there must be a high rate of investment, but there is a low rate of investment in the country. So here we are given the causes of low investment, and let's see. The first one is low saving. To do the investment, we need to have the saving, because if we do not have any saving, then what is there to do the invest? So guys, there must be the saving which is higher, and in the countries like India, most of the people are associated with the agriculture sector, or we can say the primary sector. So it is all are there in the remote area of the country, and we can say the villages of the country, and there is no much or highly efficient services of the banking services and the insurance services or so on. So people over there are not able to do the much saving, and because of that there will be low rate of investment in the country, low rate of saving, and for that it further leads to the low rate of the growth of the economy in the country. Second point is failure of public sector. Since the commencement of the planning 1951, the government of India has greatly increased the role of public sector. For instance, the number of public sector industries in India in 1951-52 was 5, and the investment was of rupees 29 crore. But in 2000-2001, the number of public sector enterprises rose to 242. From in 1951 we have only 5 companies, and in 2000 there is 242 companies, and the investment is rupees 2,74,114 crores. So guys, Before 50 years, there will be only the investment in the public sector is only 29 crores, but in the year 2000, there is a investment in the public sector is 2,74,140 crores. So this is how there is a failure of public sector. Public sector do not or is not able to contribute more to the investment, or we can say to the higher production. So this is what all about the failure of public sector. Now guys, we will move further to the third point, that is non-fulfillment of the plan targets. So guys, as I have already told you that in our country from 1951, there is every 5 year there is a planning of 5 year, every 5 year term planning. And in those planning, government decide to focus on a particular sector to do the development of the particular sector. But there is whatever the things has been decided in the planning of the 5 year, the target has not been fulfilled. And this is why there is a low rate of saving, or we can say low rate of the investment in the country. Non fulfillment of the planned targets investment is a continuous process. Shortfall at one and end spells shortfall in other direction also. This is preciously what has been happening in the Indian economy. The shortfalls relate to the non-achievement of target of finance in different plans, and inadequacy of investment in the related industries. Thus one has caused the other. So guys, as the one sector has been shortfall, it affect to the other factors, and this is how the rate of investment is low in our country. Now the fourth point is inadequacy of the mixed economy. Ours is a mixed economic system in which the representative role of the public and the private enterprises have been clearly defined. The private enterprise has generally been entrusted with the responsibility of the development of less priority industries. This has resulted in diversion of resources away from basic capital goods industries, and has therefore prevented the overall investment rate from rising fast. So guys, here we are written here that economic system which respective roles of the public and the private enterprise has been clearly defined. The private enterprise has generally been entrusted with the responsibility of the development of the less priority of industry. So guys, here it's all about the importance that is given to the private and the public sector in our country. And it is all about the private sector who is been entrusted for the responsibility of the development of less priority industries. So this will also affect, or we can say this is also one of the cause of the low rate of investment in our country. Now measures to increase the rate of investment in India. There are some of the instructions, or we can say advices, by which we can increase the rate of investment in India. The first one is provision of cheap credit. Now what is provision of cheap credit? Let's see guys, credit is very costly in India since the rate of interest is very high. Credit means to give someone money with we can say to get interest on that. So there is a high rate of interest in India, so we can say credit is very costly. The high rate of interest reduces the margin of profit of the enterprises, and lowers the inducement to invest. Thus investment in India remains low. So in order to encourage investment, the rate of interest must not be kept high. If there is high rate of investment, nobody wants to take money as a loan and to invest those money in some of the business. So if there is low rate of interest on the capital, people will acquire the loan from the bank, and they will start doing investment. So the first thing is to keep in mind this low rate of interest. There should be low rate of interest on the capital. Second is reduction in taxes. High taxes on the producing sector also lower the inducement to invest and keep the level of investment low. This is so because high taxes reduce the margin of profit. When there is high rate of tax in the country, people will not get much profit, because there will be low margin of profit on each and every goods and services being sold in the market. So people are not ready to invest their money and do some kind of business, and there will be low production. if the rate of taxes is high in the country, so there will be low rate of taxes in the country, so that people are interested to do the investment in the country, and they produce goods and services to sell in the market. Now guys, we have third point, that is improving the supply of power and other inputs. Power is one of the most important inputs in the modern industrial world. Unfortunately, in India, there is shortage of power. Industries do not get sufficient power to work their full capacities. As a result of it, output is reduced, and consequently, the income of the enterprises also falls. Thus, the reduces the incentive of the investment. Thus, more power should be generated to raise the level of investment in India. So, guys, there must be a good infrastructure facility. If there is a good infrastructural facility, if the industries will get enough and adequate power supply, then they are able to do then they are able to do more production. And if there is no adequate supply, or not enough supply of the power to the industries, they are not able to do the more production. So guys, it is also one of the biggest thing that need to be considered as there must be good infrastructure facility in which each and every person get interested to do the business, get interested to do the investment, and start doing business and start doing production activity. Now the fourth point is role of government in raising the level of investment in India. Government should also try to raise the level of investment in a country. If government plays an important role, because all of the rules and regulations that have been set by the government, and if the government focuses on such kind of point, then it is very easy to get or we can say government it is very easy for the government to raise the rate of investment in the country. The government can do a lot in increasing the rate of investment in India. This would create an investment climate. Further, the government can help in stepping up the rate of investment through the deficit financing. Through deficit financing of the government can build up infrastructure for industrial development in the country. As I have already told you, infrastructure facility must be there. When there is a good infrastructure facility like roads, electricity, transportation facilities, we can say, so there are a lot of water supplies. So when there is a good infrastructure in the country, if the we can say the environment is favorable, or we can say that if the infrastructure is favorable for the industry, there will be high rate of production in the country. Now the fifth point is improving labor relations. Grave instability have been created on the industrial and trade front by industrial unrest. We can say climinating the see here the text is not clearly written in the heroes. We can say zeros, strikes and lockouts. This result in the wastage of man hours, which is sort of loss for the investors. If the government is serious about the raising the level of investment in the economy, it will be have to involve a suitable labor relation policy that should not only guarantee labor their due say in the product, but should also ensure discipline and industrial peace. So it is also very important to have such a strict labor law, so that labor would get justice, so that labor would have no conflict with the industries. They would get minimum wages. Minimums means there must be the rules for the minimum wages that need to be paid to them from the industries. And such kind of, if there is a good labor relation of the industries and between the industries and the labor, then labor will work very well in the country, in the industries, and they will get more production from that. So this is how if there is a good relation between the labor and the industry, we can improve the production in the industries, and there will be high rate of production. Now, the sixth point is removal of restrictions and controls. If there is a highly restricted area, if government interferes more to the industries, then nobody wants to do the business in such kind of environment. So government needs to remove some kind of restrictions, some kind of controls, and should give freedom to the industries, so that they can do the business independently, so that they can do their production process independently. So guys, government, there should not be much interference of the government in such kind of industries. Let's see Although in the past few years, successive attempts have been made to liberalize industrial activity and open different fields of activity for the private entrepreneurs, the fact remains that a galaxy of restriction and controls tend to discourage new investment activity. If there is a high rate of, we can say, interference of the government, then the people are not much ready to invest their money. So it is, we can say, it is discourage the new investment. So government should give the freedom to the people. Government should remove some of the restriction on of the production process, or we can say the investment, so people can easily invest their money. And they should, we can say, give some interest, or they can show their interest in the investment process. Now here, suggestion to increase rate of saving and investment. Now we are given here some of the suggestions by which we can increase our saving and investment rate. The first point we are given on the screen is increase in domestic saving. There must be the increase in the domestic saving. Domestic saving may be increased in India through these measures: increase in the rate of interest, expansions of provident fund scheme, increase in the rate of provident fund contribution, expa- okay, okay, sorry guys for the interruption. Now we will read further that increase in the rate of provident fund. If the people will get more interest from the bank, then people are ready to do the saving. They will say, deposit their saving into the bank. But if people do not get enough rate of interest from the bank, then they are not ready to deposit their money, or we can say they are not ready to deposit their saving into the bank. So there should be high rate of interest in the bank, so that people can show their interest to save, or we can say to deposit their money into the bank. Increase in the rate of interest, expansion of provident fund scheme, increase in the rate of provident fund contribution, expansion of life insurance, compulsory deposit scheme. New schemes should be launched to attract small saving. Public sector should be made more profit yielding. Rate of direct taxes should be reduced. So by these kind of steps, or by this kind of action, we can increase in the domestic saving. So by doing such kind of activities, people should be interested to do the saving. People are ready to deposit their money into the bank. People are ready to take the policies from the insurance companies. And by providing such kind of services, we can increase the saving of the households, or we can say increase in the domestic saving. Now expansion of the banking institutions. Guys, banking facilities are few and far between in India. To mobilize saving, banking facilities should be expanded. Commercial banks should open their branches in the towns and villages. To encourage prosperity, to save among people, novel saving schemes should be introduced. Cooperative banks should be given special encouragement. Post office saving banks should be spread in every nook and corner of the country. Expansion of banking facility will promote prosperity, we can say propensity to save. So the second suggestion is to there should be facility of the banking each and every corner of the country. Now the third point is rural savings. Most of the people live in rural areas. A rich saving potential exists in the rural areas. Rural saving can be mobilized by adopting these measures. More and more of bank branches should be opened in the village, in their vicinity, to collect the saving of the farmers. So there will be banking service to the each and every village of the country. So by doing such thing, we are able to get the saving from the rural areas also. So the second point given here is rural branches be manned by local people who can better understand the problems of the farmers. And the branches in the villages, branches of the bank in the villages should be managed by the people of the surrounding areas, so that they can understand the problem of the people, and they also can resolve the problem of the farmers, and they can also convince the people to do the more saving. Third point is different type of insurance scheme be introduced in the village. Life insurance should be proposited among the villages. Life insurance premiums should be collected at the time. Premiums should be collected at the time of harvest. So there are certain steps for by which we can collect the saving of the people and from the rural areas also. So there are three different suggestions to increase the rate of saving and investment in the country. First is increase in domestic saving, the second is expansion of banking institutions, and the third is rural saving. Now guys, we will move further. Here are the direct taxes, indirect taxes, surplus of public enterprises are also one of the suggestion. If there will be low rate of the direct taxes, people will save more, people will deposit their money into the bank, and they are able to save more. If the tax is high, if the rate of tax is high, people are not people will not be able to save more money because they need to pay the tax at a high rate, so there will be low margin of the saving. So there should be the changes in the tax rate. And surplus of the public enterprises, government has set up large number of enterprises in public sector. If these enterprises are run efficiently, their profit can increase. As a result, surplus of public sector will look up. This will go long way in stimulating the rate of capital formation. So whatever the public enterprises are going on, whatever the government companies are going on, they also need to do the saving, they also need to do the profit, and from that they can also do the saving. Now guys, here are the some points to raise more saving in public sector. Following steps should be taken. uh, there should be the how, if we want to do the more saving in the public sector, there are certain points given in on the screen as we are having. We need to do we need to take such kind of steps to do more saving in the public sector. But guys, that's it for today in this lecture. Now we will see this point from our next lecture. Meanwhile, you need to read this chapter. If you are not having a material or the book, then you can contact me. I will send you this PDF to your WhatsApp group also. And if you are left with any query or the confusion, you can contact me. I will try my best to reply you as soon as possible.